Alrighty. Hey, everybody. Welcome on to Marketing Office Hours, where we have helped over 500 business owners take care of thousands, hundreds of thousands of clients. And now we're here to open the doors and give that information to you. So today we're actually going to be talking about breaking the illusion of instant success in marketing. So guys, this is going to be a great episode. Make sure you're tuned in, locked in, grab the popcorn, grab the notepad. It's going to be fun. So guys, we live in a world where social media makes overnight success look extremely real. But here's the hard truth, right? There's no such thing as overnight success or instant success in marketing.
Mhm.
Now, behind every viral moment and behind every dollar that you see on social media, there is a huge campaign that is going on behind the scenes, guys. Marketing itself is one large economy and it's a well-oiled machine. So all of that takes time to build. And today we're here to talk about that. I'm really going to jump in today and talk about what it really takes to have a winning marketing strategy. So as always, I'm here with Ishmael, my partner in crime, and we're going to dive
Hey
in for you
guys.
guys. So the first segment that we're going to be talking about today is how marketing is a powerful machine. Just like building a business, building a strong marketing plan or a marketing strategy takes time. When you think of marketing as a powerful machine or as an economy or as something bigger than that, right? As we've explained before, marketing is not just a way to start the business. Marketing is not just a way to bring in clients. Marketing is taking your business from A to Z. Marketing is something that you should always have for your business. Now, marketing needs the right components, the right time to be calibrated, and maintenance to properly be ran efficiently. Just as a quick example, we can think about marketing as building a car. You don't expect a car to drive without assembling the correct parts. Marketing needs a sales funnel, a target audience, and the right messaging before you see results. Marketing takes time. And I want to elaborate on that for just a second here. When we say that marketing takes time and we really want to bring a microscope to that, one of the things we want to look at is what actually needs to be set up for a campaign. When people come to us, when business comes to us and they ask us to help them with a marketing strategy, we have to do a deep dive into the business, a competitor analysis. First things first, we have to find out what's missing. If the business needs a website, if the business is going to need ads, if the business is going to need an organic presence, there are so many building blocks that actually go into a marketing campaign. And there's just no one definitive place to start. There's no one definitive place to end. But one thing I can tell you is that consistent effort will help bring those long term results. That being said, let's dive a little bit further into the ramp up periods. Ishmael, talk to us about why patience is key for a marketing strategy.
Yeah, man. So like what you said before, if you want to see results in the gym, you want to see results like building something like a machine, you want to, everything is going to be taking time. And unfortunately, time is the biggest resource and the most valuable resource on earth. And I think if you don't have that in the forefront of your mind and you're aware that time is actually a resource, then you might expect things a little bit faster than what they actually are. And that's what I see a lot of business owners that are like always quick. They're always wanting to what we want results like yesterday. I've even said that before where I'm like, I needed this solution like 2 weeks ago. And what that really is echoing, and if you've said this before, my dear friend, like it's because you just may not be aware of what your time specific processes or things that are of high value. And so when it comes to your business, you have a lot of value on it because it generates cash for you. It's paying your bills, it's paying your staff's bills, it's paying your car, you're keeping up with all the expenses that you have in your life because of your business. But if you're not allowing yourself to see why time is more valuable than that, then you may not really understand, like when you walk into a room or a meeting and even asking for services or your vendors of specific outcomes, and you're asking for it quickly, then that's kind of a lack of awareness of what time really means. Right. So I think that's one of the things. And, I challenge you to really kind of process that, what I just said, and not just like push it away. I think that a lot of times that is the number one reason why people don't see the ramp up time as a real thing. Like I had a conversation with a lady and I was telling her about some marketing services that we can provide in another company that it will take about 6 months. And she said, anything that takes 6 months doesn't work. And so I hear that from you. And if you ever said that, or if you ever thought about that, I don't think you value time at all. I don't think you have any type of understanding of what something that is of high value will take. Like you building yourself as a business owner and as a business, it's going to take a lot of time. So patience is the key component in any type of marketing or process that is being implemented. So that's like my first thing. I want awareness of like why patience is so important. And then let's dive into a little bit more of practical things inside your campaigns and marketing. So I'm going to talk about the sales funnel process, data collection of that specific process, that marketing process that you implemented, and then split testing. So the first thing is a sales process or sales funnel, if you will. So every single business exists to produce products or services that people want. That's why you're open. If you don't have a good product, you're not going to be in business. Very easy concept to understand. The next part, though, is sales. You do not have a business if you do not sell. Like if you're just making like giving services or you're giving flowers to people or you're making arrangements for people, well, you're not making any money off of it. You just have a hobby that is costing you time and money because it's costing you time, right? And time is more valuable than money. So you just have a high-end hobby. That's all, right? Elevated hobby is what some of my friends like to call it. And so the process of selling the thing that you're good at and the product that is really good in your eyes is the first step. You need to have a sales process. You need to know what to say, why people want it, why people wouldn't want it, because you have to qualify the people that you're actually selling to. And then how long it's going to take, because we're talking about ramp up time. So that's important for you to understand, right? And then lastly, also what the set of expectations once the service or product is given to the customer. So those are really important parts of the sales process. So if you don't have that, take the time and patience to actually deploy a sales process in your business and really take inventory. Are you actually setting expectations with people when you sell your product? That's really important. The second one is data collection, understanding what happened in every single sequence of that. Like how many people actually know about your product. That's super important. How many people are having conversations with you about the product, right? So 1,000 people know about your product. It's not 1,000 people talking to you, right? You probably only have about 10 people talking to you, right? Out of those 1,000. And now you have data to follow along to see, okay, well, if I want more conversations, then I probably need to have more awareness. I need to talk to more people so that they're more aware of my product or my services, right? So that data collection and analysis and understanding where your business lies in every single part of that sales process, super important. Lastly is split testing. Split testing and optimizing of your strategy takes a lot longer than when you think. Okay. Deploying a strategy or process once and then leaving it alone and then assuming that it's just gonna do okay is not reality. Like, that is not how it works. That's why marketing teams, okay, need you to sit down and bunker down for 6 to 12 months. I used to say 3 to 6 months, but I think that's not realistic, and I don't think it puts in a good aspect of what is going to take. So I want you to understand if a customer of a team that is signing up with you to do your marketing, and they're saying it's going to be 30 days. That's marketing gimmick. Okay. Can it be possible? Yes. Have we done crazy results in 30 days? We have, but that's not the norm. That's like the exception. And so if you want real results, it's going to be 6 to 12 months. And it's because of the optimization A/B testing component. And so I just want you guys to really, really kind of step away from your expectations, like knowing one, are you being realistic with how you value time? Because if you don't value your own time, you don't value other people's time, right? And that's just the raw truth to what that is. And the process of a marketing campaign has different steps that are very unique in its nature and requires some analysis. So that's kind of what I wanted to dive into. DJ, can you give me some real client facing experiences or examples that you have faced in the past? I talked about the lady that I actually was on a sales call, and then we did a campaign for a local SEO product. She was a hairstylist and very busy. Red flag one, right? A business owner that's like all over the place, that doesn't have time to even have a conversation, that is a problem. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is like the lady just not having a right expectation of anything that's takes 6 months, it doesn't work, has no sense of reality whatsoever. So what anything that are coming up to mind for you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Before I jump into a real world example, I want to just go back a little bit and talk about that ramp up period, right?
Mhm.
So, one of the things that business owners and current business owners have to understand, over 50% of businesses or business owners actually give up on their business within the first 90 days. Now, you might be asking why, right? The reason being is because it's extremely attractive to start that business. When you look around and you look on Instagram and people's success, you naturally want that. An economy how we have now, where it's extremely hard to find a job, creating something of your own that's going to bring value and bring revenue, is extremely attractive. Now, it's also very exciting to start that Instagram page. It's exciting to maybe create your Facebook or your first listing. It's exciting to maybe
Mm.
get your website up and running. But
Yeah.
what happens when you do all of that and you do not see clients come through the door? You don't see clients come through the website. You don't see people DMing you about your product or service on Instagram, right? It's because the business has not had enough time to really start up, right? So if we're thinking that it's taking much longer than 90 days, and guys, as a best practice, when you're getting into a business, you have to be in it for at least 1 to 2 years before you can expect results based on budget or whatever your finances in when you're entering into that venture. But now when we think about marketing on top of that, absolutely. 9 to 12 months, 12 months, even longer is the ramp up period that you're looking at to not only find growth, right? But one of the things that you're going to hear me consistently repeat in that when I'm talking to clients and want to educate them, I educate them on sustainability because growth without sustainability is a recipe for failure,
Oh, I've
right?
been there.
A lot. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of businesses cannot sustain that growth, right? And it's just one of those false expectations. And we'll get into that later, but I'll jump into now a recent client example that I've had on one of my recent strategy calls and consultations with a barbershop owner. Really great guy, really cool barbershop. When he first started with us, and he was been in business about 10 years or so, some time behind the business, but always had a struggle with his marketing campaign. He never could get it off the ground, couldn't find the right partner. And after some more uncovering, I found out that he was constantly bringing on marketing teams. And after 60 days, he was firing them. Now, that's a huge no no. And that's a red flag on the client end. Guys, you cannot just grab a marketing company and give them a short timeline of something like 30 days or 60 days and expect them to implement processes, implement marketing strategy, implement systems that are going to fix your business. What I like to tell people is a lot of things are on a delay. We're going to implement these strategies, these processes, but hey, you're going to have to give me 6 to 8 months for this to reflect. And just going back to my point about this barbershop owner, After speaking with him, I said, "Hey, sir, look, you're going to have to give us a little bit longer than 60 days. I see everything trending in the right direction. We're running an SEO campaign for him." Now, one of the other things that I noticed within that campaign was the lack of awareness from the client. Now, what I mean by lack of awareness is that I saw the small incremental growth that was happening in the client's business, the sustainable growth, right? Not the 100%, not the 10x growth that the client was expecting. But when breaking down those analytics, I saw that small, profitable growth and increases. Now, the client had a really hard time seeing that even after breaking down the data. That's where trust comes in between us and the clients. So that client ended up trusting me, and now we're 6 months into the process, and that small 5% growth has turned in to 45% growth. And now that client is extremely happy that month over month, they're starting to see larger increments of revenue coming in. Their profit margins are increasing
Nice.
and they are working towards sustainability. But now I want to add in another point. If we were to stop that marketing campaign today on month 6, that client's progress is going to go backward. They're going to lose all of that forward progress that they obtained utilizing our processes and our product here in marketing. That to say, when you get the revenue in and you get the clients in, you get the sales in, don't get too excited and think that from then on, your business is just going to carry itself. You are going to need marketing from day one until you close your business, until you pass your business off to your children, and they're going to need someone to help with marketing. Marketing is something that's consistent. It's not something that you buy, you put in your cart, you check out, and then it's over. So
Mhm.
that's my first client example. Now, I don't know if you have another client example, but I can keep going. I have another one.
No, I think how long has that client been with you?
Yeah. So now we're going on about month 9, actually. So
Oh,
the client's
wow.
been on about 9 months.
The first time you talked to me about I know who you're talking about. I remember thinking like this that's gonna be a waste of time for you. Like I really
Yeah.
thought that it would just not worth it. And honestly, it's because all these years we've ran into different customers that are just like delusional. And I'm sorry, with much respect with who they are and what they're about, but delusion is not an is not a negative character trait. I don't really look at it as like that. I just think that it is again like what you said, a lack of awareness. And delusion is a state of mind versus like a negative trait that you may have. And we all may find delusion in something here or there. And it might be positive, like someone that has delusion of what they're able to, but they're still pushing to get there. Like they may actually achieve it because they're improving as time goes on, just much like what your customer is at. And you help them out really diving into the metrics on things and really evaluating. And then I remember you split testing, you tried Facebook, you tried Google ads, you tried local SEO stuff, which I think that's kind of like what everyone does, right? Everyone needs local SEO. And I believe that your like innate desire, just so that people can get to know who you are, DJ, like your
Yeah.
innate desire to help people is what really helped that customer out. And I don't think that that customer is really ever going to realize that. So I just want to tell you, like, it's your superpower to actually care is what like really brought that in. And that really I just want to highlight that because I also want to say when like, guys, when you find someone that you connect with and that you really see that they're actually giving a damn, giving an F about your business, think through it. Like, try to see past your anxiety of what's happening in your business. Because I know that you're probably jumping around different places because you're expecting the magical pill, and that just doesn't exist. I've seen many, many marketing teams, and they spend a lot of money on specific campaigns that just don't return. And sometimes it's not that. It's just that they're not aware of what your market has to offer when it comes to potential of growth. Every single
Yeah.
market, your city, the community that you are serving, not everyone knows what lies behind the rock of Google ads or Facebook ads or local SEO or website optimization or AI automations. Like, we don't know what your city or your community that you're serving will connect with the most. Like, it might just be, guys, that you need to focus on Yelp ads. That's it. And that's something that we won't know or you won't know until you try. And so thinking that you can hear go viral in 24 hours or hit 100K in 30 days, like, that is total BS. And so I just want you guys to understand what you should be looking for in a marketing campaign or marketing team. And then even what you're doing, like, if you are doing your own marketing, stick to it. Like, try a marketing campaign out for at least 3 to 6 months before you move on to something else. You have to stick to it and you have to be patient on what you're executing.
Yeah, absolutely. And another point to focus and looking at your data and your analytics, right, is that um, that aspect of growth being linear is just not real. There are many ways to actually grow your business with a marketing campaign. And I do have another real world example here. We
Mhm.
have a super nice small hair salon way out in Georgia. Amazing people. One of my favorite clients, even though they're on the smaller end, I love talking to them. But when we first started, it was a bit of a rocky road trying to figure out how to help them increase their business, how to 2x the business. The area that they're in, they were not attracting enough new leads into the business to be sustainable. So what we did is we busted open the books, did some detective work on their analytics, and we found out that even though that the clients that were coming into the shop as new leads was on the lower end, we found out that they had an extremely high retention rate for their clients. Now, a quick pivot in that marketing plan to really go after their existing clientele and really get them reactivated and sent back into the shop on a consistent basis is what helped them find sustainability. So it's not always about the new clients, right? At least 60% of your revenue should come from your recurring clientele. The thing is, and the reason I brought that up is because without focusing on the numbers, without focusing on what's actually happening in the business, the client would have no idea that was happening. Another company might have continued to chase Google ads, continued to chase Facebook ads, continued maybe Yelp ads, thinking that, hey, let's just raise the budget. If we raise the budget from $200 a month to $800 a month, this will bring in more traffic. But in reality, you just have to work on where that target is and what's going to work best for your business.
Yeah. And then the same thing with, like, for just understanding your sales funnel. Again, like what DJ said was at the end of the sales funnel, like returning customers, people that are coming back. And if your business does not have that upsell, resell, retargeting processes inside of your business, you're leaving so much money on the table. It might be because you're just not reminding them that you exist. And that is
Yep.
something that I see a lot of businesses do. And for that client, so your client that you just talked about, that they have such a high return rate or a low churn, that does indicate that they have an amazing product or service. A lot of times, guys, you have to refine your product. You're going to have to refine your processes at the end of your sales process to get those people back into your doors in your chairs. So.
How, or the marketing industry, how they play a factor or how we play a factor, right? On our end, that bad thinking of instant success, right? That illusion. Let's go there.
Yeah, so I'm planning on sharing this with a lot of like other people that are in the marketing world, and I really would like to hear their thoughts about this. And I don't mean to sound like judgmental on things. There's just sometimes there are things that are not you're not aware of. You don't know what you don't know, right? And I hope that everyone does hear what I'm about to say, like takes that as like, okay, I just need to become a little bit better. And I'm not saying that I've done the best practices in the world either. I've failed many, many times. And I've noticed like when we start doing things that are not aligned with our mission, vision, and our core values, we start really losing ourselves as a team, like marketers or consulting, AI consulting, whatever we do inside of the businesses that we run, when we step away from the core values, it's a huge problem. So I don't want to lose anybody out there that's a small business owner. I just want you to know, like, our marketing agencies and teams that are out and about, they are doing their best. And I think they're really trying their very best to get their products and services out to as many people as possible because they want to be successful. They want to have a sustainable business. They want to have a profitable business. And a lot of times that's not or achievable because they just lack the ability to get there and to deliver the results and to educate people on how to get those results that our clients are expecting. So I want you guys to understand that marketing agencies out there, there's a lot of them. There's so many. Like when you talk about the online world, one of the easiest businesses to start, and the reason why I say easiest is because there's not a lot of startup costs. Those businesses that are easiest to start is a marketing agency or like some sort of agency that you could run online. And so there's a lot of gurus and a lot of coaches out there that may not have a lot of experience. Like I've gone through some that I'm like, oh, you may not really know what you're doing, right? Or you just learned this like a week ago, right? You don't really know what you're saying or the conviction behind it to really educate people through that process. So I want you guys to know that yes, there might be a lot of agencies and a lot of marketing like people out there that are solopreneurs that may not have a lot of understanding of what they're doing. And that is setting the industry on fire. Like it is harder and harder to gain not the respect, but the trust of customers when we're on sales calls, when we're trying to coach them. And I want you guys to understand that setting the right expectations is extremely, if not the most important part of what you do. Because ultimately, if you really step back and stop thinking about yourself, and then business owner also, I hope that you guys understand where we're coming from as well, is that we want the business owner to succeed. Full stop, period. We want the business owners to succeed. That is why we exist. That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why you got into the business of marketing or agencies or solopreneur or entrepreneurship. You are supposed to bring value to the world. If you're not doing that and you're not making an effort to be better at your craft, then you're doing a disservice to the industry, to the entrepreneurship lifestyle. And I think you should probably take a step back and really understand like, what do I have to do to not only bring value to the world, but also to make sure that I'm doing the most that I can do to improve my craft. And so I just hope that agency owners and the solopreneurs are out there that are doing that. You're not taking advantage of the customer, right? If you have a guarantee, you're keeping the guarantee. If you're saying that you're going to be building 10,000 followers in a month, you should probably be doing it and also set the right expectations. So that's the second most important part, not only just keeping your word, but also setting the right expectations. So if it's not truly a standard that you're going to bring 10,000 followers to the customer, but it was the exception to one client that you had 6 months ago, that's not okay, you know? And I totally get it. The marketing aspect of it, like getting the right offer and making sure that that's something that's like out there. It's not okay to lie to the customer about that. And I say that with myself too, because I've done that. I've gone to a place where I'm like, I'm making an offer and I want to show it to as many people as possible. I want my ad to succeed. And ultimately, that wasn't right for me to do. And so I'm talking to myself as well as an agency owner. And I want you to understand that it is not okay to do that. So setting right expectations is the number one thing. And then business owner, if you like listening to this, you're like, wow, yeah, I've worked with certain people like that are A, B, and C, and they just run with my money and they don't do anything for me. I hear you out, but did they set the right expectation for you? And that's the thing where I want you, business owner, to really understand, like, did the marketing team or AI automation team set the right expectations for you? Did they tell you that this is going to take some time? Did they tell you that you need to be on a coaching call every single week? Did they tell you that they need you to send a lot of content? If you didn't do that, then you know why you didn't get the results. Like that's why, because you didn't do your part. Now, are there agencies out there that can do everything for you so you could just like disconnect and not worry about it and just go do what you do best and fulfill the products that you're bringing to the world? Yes, they are, but they're going to be a lot more expensive, right? And you have to value that as well. You have to value that the value that that agency or that team or that person is bringing to the table, and don't rush the process. It's like, be aware that it might take some time. So I wanted to talk to both camps because I've seen both sides, like agency world, the agencies and solopreneurs doing their best and doing a great job, but not setting the right expectations, and the customers are really pissed at them. And then the other side, I've seen agencies take advantage of customers, and customers are doing everything. They're even paying double what they should even be paying, and they're taking advantage of. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I would just kind of wanted to set set the set the record straight up there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. For the client side of things, guys, please give your marketing teams and consultants time. If they are trying to set the right expectation with you, they're not trying to bleed you dry of money. They're trying to set the correct expectation to make sure that your campaign for your product or service and business is correct and that it's going to work and that it's going to flourish. Now, I'm not discounting that there are some people out there that have ill intentions, but we can't think like that, that every company is out to get you. Don't let that skew your ability to get good results from them. Be patient, clients. Do your homework on the agency that you're going to work with. Be patient and allow them time to give you results. Now,
Mhm.
on the other side of things, agencies and consultants, please, as Ishmael said, let's work on setting the correct expectations. And we also have to put our foot down too. And this is something that I'm guilty of as well. Sometimes it can be terribly hard to put your foot down for a client. Sometimes maybe what they're paying for, you might need the money and the clients, hey, I need this done in 90 days. We have to have that feeling to where we just have to say it can't be done and set the correct expectation. And trust me, that client will love you for it, right? They might go somewhere else. And if they do go somewhere else, then that's just a choice that they made. So be confident in your decisions as a marketer, as a consultant, as an agency, in being able to put your foot down and set the correct expectations.
Mhm.
Being said, next time you guys see somebody promising those instant results, just know that it's not real. The money may be real, but trust me, the money was made over time. A lot of stuff happens behind closed doors. So clients trust the process, marketers set the right expectations, and everybody, please stop believing the illusion of instant success in marketing. So as always, guys, this has been Marketing Office Hours with DJ and Ishmael. Guys, please remember to check out our YouTube, follow us, subscribe, like our content. And if you absolutely love the content, please feel free to leave a comment, reach out on Instagram. We'd love to speak with you.
Thank you guys for joining. See you next time on Marketing Office Hours. Peace.
Bye bye.